Good evening and welcome to a massive Friday night match in the National Premier League's Queensland as Peninsula Power, the reigning premiers, take on Lions, the defending champions. Simon Smale with you on the call this evening, and it should be a fascinating clash between these two heavyweights. It's a fixture that's thrown up plenty of intrigue over the course of the last few years that they have both been a part of the National Premier League's Queensland. None more so than round two this year. It was the first game that either side were able to, it was the second game either side were able to play over the course of the season, and it was one for the ages. Lions running out 4-3 winners thanks to a 91st minute Matt Redenton free kick. Was one of the games of the season. And quite often these two teams will play out matches with fire and passion and quite a lot of intrigue as well. Interestingly enough, Peninsula Power, despite being premiers in the last two seasons, have lost 4 of their last 5 against Lions. The last win against Lions at home came in round 20 of 2020. Here at AJ Kelly Park, of the 5 matches the two teams have played, Peninsula Power have only won that one game, a 3-0 win, thanks to goals from Andy Pengelly, Dan Clark and Brenton Fox. Two of those players will be playing once again today. Andy Pengelly, of course, though, will be in the orange of Lions. And he made a good start to his Lions career by scoring in the reverse fixture earlier this season. He has 11 goals in 11 games so far this season, but he's been somewhat upstaged by young Alex Fechner, who has 13 in 9. And that was after he missed the first 2 games with a concussion, including that victory over Peninsula Power. He has scored in all but one game since that time on the sidelines, including a hat-trick against Wanderers. Peninsula Power have plenty of attacking threats themselves, of course. Including Brenton Fox, who will start. He has 4 goals this season. He does have 2 goals for Peninsula Power in games against Lions, both coming in 2020. See by the trees over there on the main road and the corner flag that it is a blustery day up on the peninsula. Chilly as well. Temperatures just hovering in the double digits. Before anyone cries out, that is cold for Queenslanders. The two teams are making their way onto the field, trying to get themselves warm as well. Sean Carlos is certainly feeling it, despite the long sleeves. And perhaps he's just getting a bit of a dig there from Dan McHenry as well, who leads Peninsula Power out onto the field. So we'll run you quickly through the teams. Starting with the hosts. Phil Zabax will wear 99 and the headgear in goal. Number 2, Lewis Greenwood. Number 3, the skipper, Dan McHenry. Number 5, Dan Morgan. Number 6, Brodie Boyce. Number 8, Josh Woolley. Number 9, Brenton Fox. Number 12, Jesse Rigby. Number 18, Malachi Love-Samara. Number 19, Josiah Hitchcock. And number 22, Solomon Weldemariam. On the bench will be Marko Milnjutovic, Anthony Poljak wearing number 7, number 11 Dan Cutler, who hopes to make just his 2nd appearance of the season, Sam Cronin, who will make hopefully his 3rd appearance of the season. Tom Sutton is the reserve keeper. Lions will have Aidan Munford in goal. Jackson Hart-Phillips in 3, number 4 Hassan Ramazani, number 5 Tommy Jarrett, number 6 Matt Redenton, number 7 Alex Fechner, number 8 Ethan Doherty, number 9 Andy Pengelly, number 10 Joe Duckworth, number 12 the skipper Sean Carlos, and number 15 Fletcher McDonald, the substitutes. Andy Thompson wearing number 2, number 11 Nathan Shepherd, number 16 Jake Minette, number 20 John Carlos Solozano, and number 21 Cody Osterreich, the reserve goalkeeper. Daniel Olsen is the referee today. Oleg Labuz and Nicholas Pinner will be on the sidelines. 2 coaches, Aaron Philp, who's coaching, of course, his last season with Peninsula Power. Something of a change of era. I'm sure we'll get to that over the course of the call. Darren Syme is in charge for Lions. Lions, of course, are top of the league. They went top for the first time this season in round 3, and that's the first time they've led the ladder since round 3 of 2020. They have been scoring goals aplenty this year, 44 so far in their 11 matches. That's an average of 4 per game, and a long way ahead of the second highest goal scorers in the league, which are Peninsula Power with 33 from their 12 matches. Peninsula Power's problems, though, stem from their defence. They've conceded 21 goals, the equal most in the top 6 with Easts. Does look chilly. Lions will be in the white. Peninsula Power in the blue. Big, big game this in the National Premier League's Queensland. Lions are 10 games unbeaten in the league. Peninsula Power undefeated in their last 3, and we are underway. Lions going from left to right in the white shirts. We'll try to go aerial first up. And once the vision clears, we have Josiah Hitchcock going forward. And now McHenry. Can't quite get his angles right. It's very, very blustery. The wind appears to be blowing directly across the pitch as we see things. So it won't necessarily benefit either team. He's playing the ball out from the back with Hassan Ramzani. Slightly undercooked that, gave the ball away to Fox, who busted around all day. Peninsula Power still have possession. Oh, that's a really good tackle there from Redenton, I think it was, on Brenton Fox. Morgan, the long sleeves covering his hands. Back to Brodie Boyce, who is in the short sleeves. So too is Jesse Rigby, and you'd expect that from an Ipswich boy, or a former Western Pride boy. Played a lot out for Western Pride, where it gets a darn sight colder than this, has to be said. Hitchcock just flicks the ball around the corner. No handball there that the referee saw. Ball has gone out of play, so Lions won't feel too aggrieved if there indeed was a handball there. And Doherty just exchanging a couple of words with Malachi Love-Samira. I'm sure it was something to do with the blustery conditions. It's going to make things difficult. You can see the players on the bench covering up their legs with blanket. It's not a bad idea. They're called upon later on as Fechner tries to go through a Peninsula Power sandwich, does really well, gets to the byline and then can't keep it in. It looked like it came off Fechner last, and that is how the referee saw it as well. It will be a goal kick. Lions have scored at least 2 goals in every game so far this season. They scored more than 4 on 6 occasions. This is a Peninsula Power team that 5 matches ago were beaten 6-1 at Olympic, so they'll be certainly hoping their defence is more watertight tonight. They have come into this game off the back of a clean sheet though. 3-0 win at Cornubia Park against Logan. It's one of 4 clean sheets Peninsula Power have kept this season, so when you consider they've conceded 21 goals, when they do concede, they tend to concede a couple at a time. Lions, by contrast, have conceded 19 goals, which is relatively high for a Lions team. They have 3 clean sheets. Patient stuff from Peninsula Power, and just a slight miscontrol. Doherty goes all the way back to Munford. Munford has to be quick because Malachi Love-Samara was harrying and harassing him, and it's a throw taken quickly by Fox too. Malachi Love-Samara. Fox is available for the return pass. He has 3 lines around him, so goes back to Malachi Love-Samara. Support there was Dan Morgan. And now Boyce. Rigby. Did that ball stay in? Lewis Greenwood couldn't keep it in. Scored in the 1-0 victory Peninsula Power picked up over Lions in round 9 last year, Lewis Greenwood. Control from Fletcher McDonald, 20-year-old who did score against Moreton Bay United last week. 3-1 victory for Lions, coming off the back of an 8-0 thumping of Capalaba the week prior. Good omen for Lions, who have Moreton Bay United in the Australia Cup on Tuesday. 7:30 kick-off at Richlands for that one. A mistake from Tommy Jarrett. Hands over possession to Peninsula Power. Pressure came from Pengelly and it was enough to force the turnover. Short throw in the end from Jarrett, and he gives the ball away again. Mopped up by Hitchcock. Very composedly gets the ball back to Zabax. Now Greenwood goes forward. Has a good option ahead of him. Flag's gone up. We'll see if we picked that up. I think we did, just offside. Play continuing. Pressure comes on. 2 Lions over, including Redenton, the 25-year-old New Zealander. Who under pressure from Love-Samara. Gets bundled into touch, but Jared is there to pick up possession. Good chasing from Peninsula Power. Really good work from Wildemariam. Gregory Terrace boy, still just 19 years of age. Duckworth, it's a looping one. It's always going to be a tough ask for Fechner to latch onto it before Zabax got hold of the ball. Well, we mentioned GPS football in relation to Wildemariam. We should congratulate Nick Green and Nudgy for winning the Premiership last weekend. Nice little flick from Redenton. Fortunately, Fechner wasn't on the same wavelength and he's still shaking his head, is Alex Fechner. He's just had a sensational season in front of goal. The ex-Brisbane City boy. Here's Wildemariam, gives the ball off to Fox, or rather left it to Fox, headed away by Doherty. Not too far. Duckworth showing a little bit of impetus to try and win that ball back, because Peninsula Power are in a dangerous position here. Morgan tried to put the cross in. It was blocked at source. He'll have another go, Morgan, from much deeper. It's instead Woolley who tries to turn the ball around the corner. And now Fechner manages to pick up possession, and Fechner will get his skates on here. Has support in the form of Pengelly in front of him. Rather ran down a blind alley there, though. So he's giving it off to Redenton, and then the shot from Pengelly comfortably dealt with in the end by Phil Zabax. Good move, though, from Lions. Pengelly so dangerous in and around the penalty area. So we're back live now with the ball in the arms of Aidan Mumford. Lays it off to Tommy Jarrett. Doherty plays it forward. Rigby. Zabax switches sides. Didn't like what was offering them down the dugout side of the field. It's neat interplay there from Peninsula Power. Here's a good opportunity for Weldemariam. It took a really good tackle, though, from Hassan Ramzani, and we have a Peninsula Power corner, the first of the evening. Nice football from Malachi Love-Samara and Fox, linking up nicely there. Apologies, it was Josh Woolley who was on hand. Headed away with a near post by Sean Carlos, I think. Now Alex Fechner, he can't get hold of the ball. Bundled off it, really. Redenton lends some support. It was good work from Josh Woolley, who never one to back down from the fight. Fox does well to skip past Carlos and then lost his footing, really. Peninsula Power retained possession, though. Rigby. Sol McHenry slightly short there, former Western Pride teammates. Championship together in 2017. It's good from Malachi Love-Samara. Good possession from Peninsula Power again. That's a good ball. Headed away by Ramzani. Love-Samara looking for an option. Fox made a little darting run. McHenry got the ball instead. Still manages to get the ball into the box, where it was stopped nicely by Ramazani, but the pressure is still coming. There is a bit of a problem, though, and it's Lewis Greenwood who's down. And he looks to be in all sorts of pain. It's not Lewis Greenwood, sorry, it's Josh Woolley. That's not good news at all. Didn't see any contact between him and another player. Did battle pretty hard for the ball with Alex Fechner a short while ago. Pitch doesn't look at its best, which is totally understandable given the weather conditions that we've had in the southeast corner of Queensland, indeed in the entire eastern seaboard of Australia over the course of the last month or so. In fact, Peninsula Power took a game up to the Moreton Bay Central Sports Complex, home of Caboolture. Woolley trying to skip it out at the moment. Has to be said, things don't look too good for the Peninsula Power veteran, really. Played in all 12 of Power's matches, just trying to loosen himself up as Lions sportingly give the ball back to Zabax and Peninsula Power, who've enjoyed an enormous amount of possession in the opening 13 minutes of this contest. Will continue where they left off before that enforced break. Lions win possession back now. Pengelly caught in a sandwich with Jesse Rigby and one other. Is that Woolley back on the field? It is. On Fox is brought down. Is that not a free kick? No, says the referee. Manford gets the ball out to Tommy Jarrett. We'll have another look at it now. Certainly didn't look like there was any ball got there from Ethan Doherty. Lions getting away with one there. Doherty does really well spreading the ball wide, and then all of the space in the world in the middle for Sean Carlos. Pass wasn't quite right from Carlos towards Pengelly. Peninsula Power win the ball back, but Carlos gets it back once more. Now Pengelly. And Sean Carlos knew that he didn't quite get the contact he wanted with that pass. Jackson Hart-Phillips is doing enough, but Greenwood is there and he'll go back to Rigby. Nice touch from Morgan, but just showed too much to McDonald. Power still have possession though. McHenry. And a vital intervention from Duckworth. Linton kept that in at the cost of plenty of metres, and he's given the ball back now, and the cost could be quite dear here for Lions. Here's Weldon Mariam at the edge of the penalty area. Fox loves Samara. Fox is available, loves Samara with a lovely turn. It's a good block from Ramazani, and Lions will conspire to clear this. Good football from Peninsula Power. A little bit lackadaisical from Lions. There's a shin pad belonging to Ethan Doherty. It's prompted for stop in play. Henry has a very long throw when he wants to deploy it, and he does. Back towards his own goal though with Rigby. Morgan goes back to Boyce. Boyce switches play. It's a lovely ball. Weldon Mariam is onside and behind the defence, straight at Aidan Munford in the end, who bobbled but made a good save. He's just checking the skin of his gloves just to make sure everything's on board there. It was a lovely ball, sat up so nicely for Weldon Mariam. How are things going to set up for Lions though here? Duckworth loses possession, shows his frustration, and wins the ball back. Firm challenge, but fair. Ramazani. Duckworth. Neat pass, but it's gone the way of Peninsula Power, and you can see what Darren Syme, who looks well rugged up, it has to be said, thinks about that. Now making sure that the throw-in is taken from where it should be. Once again, backwards is the order of the day for Dan McHenry. Boyce has a bit of space ahead of him, so opens his legs and runs. Pass was picked off nicely by McDonald though. Of course, Lions do have injury worries at fullback. No Finn Beakhurst, he's out for the year with that ACL injury. Nice ball from Fox. of Samara. Veldemarian. Fox gets a return pass back to Veldemarian. Veldemarian trying to go through a space that wasn't really there. Did a good job of it as well. Hitchcock appealed for a handball. Fechner, that's good strength from Alex Fechner. Tried to go around the corner, well read by Jesse Rigby. Good strength from Fechner to initially just nudge Jesse Rigby off the ball, because Rigby's a real nugget of a player. Incredibly strong defensive midfielder normally, playing centre-back now for Peninsula Power. Sabak shows his coolness to get the ball away. Fechner's on hand again. Carlos. Redenton. Ball might fall for Sean Carlos inadvertently, but the boot came out from Brody Boyce, and it'll be Lions' first corner of the evening. "19 minutes gone, still goalless on the Peninsula. Power and Lions, the defending premiers and defending champions. Two-time defending premiers and champions. Lions having beaten Peninsula Power consecutive years in the semi-finals. Corner swept in. Might still fall for Carlos, but he can't quite manage to keep possession. Sorry, it was Fechner. Malachi Love-Samara will leave this for Dan Morgan. Scored for the Lions early in the season, Dan Morgan. Boyce switches play very nicely. This could work out for Peninsula Power. Bit of an overload on the right-hand side. Their attacking thrust. Wood couldn't find the right pass. Or rather, Veldemarian couldn't hold on to possession. Duckworth turns over possession for Lions now. A little bit scrappy. The conditions can't be helping. Very, very blustery at the moment. And cold. Players really not that used to that. That's a nice turn from Fox. Rides the challenge of Ramazani, who did just enough. McHenry back to Fox. Wants the return pass, McHenry. Oh, that's a good pass to find Woolley. And then Woolley can't get the ball past Joe Duckworth. Neat passing from Peninsula Power. We have had the better of it so far in this contest. Ball's gone up. Won by Boyce. Carlos. Scored in the two teams' first ever meeting in the National Premier League Queensland back in 2019. Sean Carlos, a 2-1 victory at Richlands for Peninsula Power. Duckworth just caught his heel. Nice idea and the right idea. Veldemarian plays the ball into space. And eventually Morgan does well to get there, but then Ethan Doherty, with a little bit of subterfuge and deception, manages to find some space and then play the ball straight up. But he's in possession once again now. Veldemarian has stayed down. Neither side really able to string more than a handful of passes together at the moment when it counts. As I said, the conditions will be playing a role in that. Clear shirt tug there on Doherty. Free kick taken quickly. By the man who was fouled, Duckworth now. Denton goes well over the top. To Jared, who flicks it on nicely. Opportunity here for McDonald. Now Fechner needs support in the middle. Fechner might go himself. Block was from Boyce. Jared. Duckworth. Duckworth rides the challenge of Fox. Normally the Fox nipping at the heels of the Duck. That time the Duck got away. And the Lions still have possession. Denton, it's nice. Ramazani just injecting a bit of pace to open up some angles. Jared. All controlled, so goes back to Ramazani. It's a poor pass, but he's got away with it, has Doherty. Flicken was from Pengelly, who was clattered by Greenwood. Will be a free kick. Bit too far out, I think, for a Matt Redenton special. Yeah, Duckworth can hit a free kick as well. Will be Redenton. It will be Phil Zabats. Over halfway through this first period. Good ball out to Love Samara. No keepers had to make a really good save yet, although Munford did have his palm stung by a Solomon Veldemarian shot. See the ground cutting up in that corner. Again, everywhere is so saturated. Ground water table is so high. It's a nightmare for ground staff. They have my sympathy. It's a real testament to their skill that they're able to get a match on at all anywhere around the state. It has to be said at the moment. You can see it doesn't make things easy as Duckworth's dispossessed. It's a good opportunity and a decent shot from Josiah Hitchcock, who has scored one goal so far this season against Capella. He was a couple of feet away on that occasion. He totally picked Duckworth's pocket, who went down theatrically. Back live now as Lions again play the ball out from the back, or at least attempt to. Works better this time. Fechner couldn't get the header towards Sean Carlos, couldn't get the head onto it at all. Peninsula Power will come back up the other end with Love Samara. Looked like it came off Tommy Jared last. That's how the officials saw it too. Veldemarian. Yet to score a goal this season, the 19-year-old in the senior setup. Just 4 appearances, and then despite slipping and stumbling, Tommy Jared managed to effect the block, and he has conceded a corner. Power's second of the game. Tick over into the 28th minute of the contest. Corner is a good one. There's a whole jumble of bodies there on the goal line. The shot from a long way out was Josh Woolley. Never quite got hold of it, and now he can't quite get hold of Sean Carlos, but Sean Carlos has kicked the ball over the sideline. And a bit of a let-off there for Peninsula Power, because Woolley, who did go down with an injury earlier on in the match, he still looks like he's struggling with whatever ails him. Good long throw to find Rigby. And Peninsula Power will attack down the right. Greenwood going around the outside of Redenton. That's good from Greenwood. He goes past another and a third. It is the third though, Joe Duckworth, who effects the challenge that forces Greenwood to the ground, and it will be a free kick to Peninsula Power. A couple of players loping and limping towards the attacking area for Power. Have been beset by injuries at the start of this season, at least, and appears to be continuing. B. Morgan with the free kick. He's gone straight for goal. It's well saved in the end by Munford. Had to be alert to that. He's got play underway quickly, but we will just have a look at the free kick. Ideally, Peninsula Power wanted that ball to squirm away from the 22-year-old Kiwi goalkeeper. Duckworth, long ball towards Fechner, who wanted the ball not to be intercepted by Zabax, and then just says maybe play a little bit lower as Duckworth steals possession, does he, on Woolley. Woolley goes down and then puts a challenge in on Alex Fechner that will earn Lyons a free kick. It did look like Woolley was the guilty party there, and he's earned himself a yellow card, his third of the season to boot. And this free kick is in a very dangerous position. Joe Duckworth and Matt Redenton will no doubt fight it out between themselves as to who's going to take this free kick. Will it be Duckworth? Will it be Redenton? It's going to be Duckworth this time, and it was Woolley who's seriously struggling at the moment. It's clear as day, and you just wonder whether or not Peninsula Power just don't have any options on the bench. You might have to be a little bit careful. There's a couple of little petulant kicks away at the ball there. You do see bookings given for occasionally, and having just put himself into the book. Corner swept in, and it was flicked on at the near post by Fechner, and it's hit the side netting. Never looked like it was going anywhere close to the target, to be honest. Nevertheless, Alex Fechner was allowed to ghost away. Ramazani went up for the challenge, but couldn't get there ahead of Eldemariam, who's bustling around with some real industry at the moment. That time it was Fox. Might have come off Fox last, did it? No. It was Jared, and now the throw-in all the way back to Rigby. Peninsula Power are readying a change, and you'd think it has to be for Josh Woolley. He may have even been kicking the ball away as some sort of self-preservation way of trying to get himself off the pitch before he does himself more injury. There's certainly a clear indication to Aaron Philp that he didn't want to be on the field any longer. Fox tried to bring that ball down. It was very, very tough with both Ramazani and Ethan Doherty running alongside him. It would have been quite a piece of skill from Brenton Fox. Carlos just went down after the ball had gone then. I don't think there was anything untoward in it though. Ball's coming forward now from Hart Phillips. Hart Phillips goes to ground. Nothing doing. Denton's gone down this time, cleanly dispossessed though. That's a good challenge from Doherty, but Peninsula Power have possession still. It's Morgan. Morgan going inside to Hitchcock. Hitchcock looking for McHenry, just asking a little bit too much of him, and we're going to see that change now. And it is going to be Josh Woolley, you think, who's going to make way as he limps off to the sideline. It's disappointing for him. Sam Cronin, though.
Substitution for Peninsula Power, number 8, Josh Woolley, replaced by number 23, Sam Cronin.
34th minute substitution. It's never one that a coach wants to make. What impact can Sam Cronin have? Has already scored a goal in one of his 2 appearances so far this season against Kapalabar. 7-3 victory. Almost found its way through to Malachi Love-Samara there, who is now appealing for a back pass. Nobody else was too interested. A few shouts from Peninsula Power players, but it was unlikely to be given those. Denton attempting the splits. Ethan Doherty attempting to inject some pace going forward. Pengelly. Fechner inside the second. Back to Pengelly. Pengelly was onside and he's dispossessed. Good defence from Peninsula Power, because that had the markings of a Lions attack going very, very well, written all over it. This could have indications of a Peninsula Power ball as Malachi Love-Samara tries to turn the ball inside to Veldemariam, and it did hit his hand. Not sure he could have done anything about it. I think the rule states that if it's in an attacking position, the attacker can't benefit from it, and Peninsula Power would have been able to benefit from the fact that that ball wasn't cleared fully. Zabax will want to get rid of this quickly. He does. Strong challenge. Will be a Lions ball. Yes, it will be a Lions ball. Apologies. Marion is just herring around the front line. Denton is judged to have been fouled by Isaiah Hitchcock. 9 minutes to go before the half-time break. It'll be Tommy Jarrett who'll take the free kick and look to hammer it long. No, he'll take it short. Denton popping up on the right wing now for Lions. Does really well there to retain possession, but in the end the pressure was too much and illegal, says the referee, from Josiah Hitchcock. And he's taking umbrage with Daniel Olsen now. It's a free kick in a good position for Duckworth to swing in. Suits the left footer just to put Phil Zabax under pressure, angling, you'd think, just towards the back post and hoping that either a Lions player can get his head onto it beforehand or just put enough doubt in Zabax's mind that he doesn't follow the flight of the ball. It is aimed towards that back post. Oh, it's saved. Is it off the crossbar twice? Zabax did brilliantly, and offside is the call from the referee. We'll have a look and try and unpiece it all here. Now, who was it that hammered the ball onto the base of the crossbar? I think it was Ethan Doherty. If If it's offside, it can't possibly have been from there. Unless it wasn't offside and there was a free kick for something else. A good opportunity for Lions. Zabaks with the save first up, and then Doherty hammering the ball onto the base of the crossbar. Certainly the best chance of the night for either side. The Lions are going to be pegged in here, and Peninsula Power have been showing good forward pressure all evening. I hope to continue that. They've managed to steal possession a couple of times as well. Sean Carlos, a bit too much pressure, a bit too loose with his pass back, and it'll be a Peninsula Power ball. That's exactly what Peninsula Power would have been after. Can either side break the deadlock? Fox just using his body a little bit too much there against Carlos, impeding him from making the jump. Hart Phillips is adamant that the ball came off McHenry last. Referee unsighted. Denton rides for challenge from McHenry, finds Duckworth, who finds Carlos, who finds Pengelly, who finds Fechner, who puts the ball over the crossbar. Oh, what a glaring miss after some wonderful build-up play by Lions. A little bit fortunate perhaps to get the ball to Pengelly. And Fechner, with the form he's been in, well, you wouldn't have expected him to miss that. Samara slipped, still got the ball to Valdemarian, who finds Morgan. Morgan tried to find Love Samara with the return pass and was unable to do so, and the flag has actually gone up. Peninsula Power have had some really good moments this half, some good possession. The Lions have had the better of the chances. Alex Fechner missing from bang in front with the goal at his mercy, and that coming shortly after Lions hit the crossbar twice from a Joe Duckworth free kick. Valdemarian has gone down and stayed down, just getting up to his feet now. Fechner appealing that he didn't touch Brodie Boyce, who has gone down. Oh, it's a lovely touch from McHenry. Just can't get the ball past his opposite number, Hart Phillips. Will be a Peninsula Power throw. Worked that well, Peninsula Power. Hitchcock. And the thrown straight to Hart Phillips. And the pass forward was straight to him as well. Peninsula Power picked up possession both times though. Ronin was muscled off the ball by Sean Carlos, tried to take a big fistful of his shirt with him as well, but Carlos retained possession with the assistance of Redenton, and now he's felled by Dan McHenry, and that didn't look particularly pleasant. It will be a yellow card for Dan McHenry, his third of the season. We just have to hope that neither of the two players are particularly injured. Sean Carlos, of course, spent a fair bit of time out of the game with a ACL injury. He'll be so hyper aware of any sort of extension in and around his knee. You can understand why it's the worst injury you can possibly have as a player. It's all too common, unfortunately. Ball swept in. Zabax came, didn't come very far. Tommy Jarrett, he skied that one well wide and well over the crossbar. Does normally only have a quota of 1 goal per season. As we have a look at the replay, it fell to him very nicely. He's already got 2 for this year against Knights and Easts. So perhaps asking for a third in the shadows of half-time here in round 13 of the National Premier League. Queensland was asking a little bit too much of the 23-year-old veteran of the Lions' defence. Duckworth hammers the ball back upfield. Pengelly just put a boot in there on Brodie Boyce. Both get back to their feet. Long ball forward to Weldemariam once more. It was well dealt with by the Lions' defence. Good long throw from McHenry in an attacking sense this time. Fox does well to try and keep the ball alive, but time is run out, and Joe Duckworth's furious that the time has beaten him and his team as they try to launch one last attack before half-time. But it is the half-time break, and it is goalless. Neither side able to truly test one another's keepers, although both Munford and Zabax have both had their palms stung on individual occasions. Munford saving pretty well from a long-range shot earlier on in the half, and Zabax pushing a header from a free kick onto the crossbar that then saw Ethan Doherty smash the follow-up onto the underside of the bar. It wouldn't have counted though because the flag was already up.
Today,
Joe Duckworth.
we're at Goodwin Park, home of Olympic FC, with the equaliser campaign yet again. We were very lucky tonight. We actually had Stephen Huang, the candidate for the LNP, and Graham Perrott, who's the ALP member for this electorate. Fantastic home crowd that we had, and they actually got to talk to the crowd and tell them their plans about how they will be committing to female football going forward. We're investing in Olympic FC. Not only for the future, but potentially as a training base for the Women's World Cup next year. Why the equaliser campaign? Well, the equaliser campaign is part of Legacy 23. Football Australia put the Legacy 23 plan together to try and leverage the FIFA Women's World Cup, which is coming next year to Australia and New Zealand. Community facilities are an integral part of improving the capacity and capability of clubs all across the country, and Equaliser plays its part. We identified that only 35% of female facilities across the nation are actually female friendly, and we're aiming for 100%. So the Equaliser campaign is calling upon all sides of politics to support women's football through female-friendly facilities that give enclosed showers, toilets and change and make a safe, inviting environment. If I had one message to Stephen and Graham moving on from this event today, it's that you've seen how important this club is to the community. Now all you've got to do is invest in that community and deliver for female players within this club to make sure that they have equal opportunities, the same as the men.
Felton Industries is proud to be the official shelter and grandstands partner of Football Queensland. Felton offers a range of premium aluminium grandstands, from elite portable spectator seating to soccer team shelters for players and coaches. Give your fans the best view of the game with Felton's comfortable spectator seating. With sun-safe shelters or powder-coated in your team colours. Whatever your club needs, Felton has a high-quality, low-maintenance seating option to suit. We are the pioneers in Australian-made grandstands and team shelters. Contact Felton today on 1800 834 016 or visit felton.net.au.
Vito Sports pride themselves on delivering top-quality FIFA regulation-compliant goals. Each goal is made from durable, high-density, thick aluminium and then finished in a white powder coat. To provide quick delivery, Vito Sports stock all goals in this range within their Brisbane distribution warehouse, allowing customers to quote, order and deliver in a matter of days. If you'd like to inquire about the Vito Sports goal range, email us at admin@vitosports.com.
They say you can't choose your family, but you can choose your football family. A family has legends you look up to. And the up-and-comers. A family pitches in and works together as a team. We have the ones who keep us in check, and we motivate each other to be the best. Be the best! But it's my brothers and my sisters who always have my back. That's why even my real family love my football family. So what are you waiting for? Join our team. Come on!
Competition, round 13, Peninsula Power against Lions, and it's goalless as we approach the start of the second half. Busy weekend as ever in the National Premier League's Queensland. Gold Coast United take on Capalaba tomorrow at 4:30 at the Croatian Sports Centre. Brisbane City take on Gold Coast United at Corporate Travel Management Stadium, 5:30 kick-off that one. Olympic take on the Raw Youth at Goodwin Park at 6. Moreton Bay United and Eastern Suburbs at 6:30 at Water Park, and Logan Lightning versus Sunshine Coast Wanderers. That kicks off at 7:15 at Cornubia Park. Busy Saturday, but first of all we need to finish off Friday night's action, and the second half hopefully will provide us slightly more action from what was a rather sedate first 45 up in Redcliffe. It's Peninsula Power and Lions play out a goalless half full of few chances. There were a handful for either team, though, the most glaring being a bad miss from Alex Fechner from about 8 yards out after a really nice passage of play. And he would have been disappointed with that. Ethan Doherty also hit the base of the crossbar after Phil Zabaks did a good save onto that same part of the crossbar. Fechner just gets towards the byline, puts his foot around it, puts a cross in. And arriving was Andy Pengelly. It wasn't Andy Pengelly, sorry. It was Jackson Hart-Phillips, I think, who was arriving late. It was Hart-Phillips. Really good run. He's a run that wasn't tracked, and he didn't miss by much. Goal in the bottom left corner is the FQPL women's competition. Brisbane City taking the lead against Virginia United. Again, every single game is available live on FQTV. You don't want to take your eyes off this one, I don't think. Intriguing 45 minutes to come. These two sides have never played out a goalless draw. Famous last words, I know, in the National Premier League's Queensland. And the first goal is often crucial. They've won 7 of the 9 games from the team that opened the scoring. So no come from behind wins since round 7 of 2020. That was, in fact, Lions winning 3-1 at Richlands after Brenton Fox opened the scoring. All 3 of Lions' goals came in the second half back in 2020. Anazani can't get his angles right. And neither can Lewis Greenwood. He had 3 options, managed to bisect all of them. Duckworth goes down. I'm not entirely sure how that can possibly be. Lions ball was given us a free kick, and it seemed quite clear that Duckworth just slipped there, but linesman, assistant referee, sorry, had his flag up. Fechner putting pressure on Greenwood. Greenwood does well in that sort of slightly softer part of the field. Denson conceding the goal kick. The reason there's so many matches taking place tomorrow is the fact that the Australia Cup gets back underway midweek. There's a whole host of games on Tuesday and Wednesday. Gold Coast United are hosting Peninsula Power down at Coplix. 7:30 kick-off on Tuesday. All these matches 7:30 kick-off on Tuesday, by the way. Lions take on Moreton Bay United at Richlands. Logan Lightning host Olympic, and Rochdale Rovers take on Broadbeach United as Fechner sees his shot blocked. There was calls for a free kick to be given. as Pengelly got taken out, and Pengelly really did get taken out. Denton is still asking the question. Hart Phillips. And Greenwood does well, just bustling in there. And again, you can just see that area of the pitch, which has gone through a lot with the weather that we've had. So there's certainly no slight against Peninsula Power here. It's incredible to think that the field is able to be used at all, considering the amount of rain that has fallen. But it's certainly showing the scars from the damage that it's had to deal with. Denson goes down and stays down. Flag's gone up against Veldemarian. Fechner, tackled by Veldemarian, rather ran into the tackle. Carlos came across, the ball had already gone, and so too had Brenton Fox, gets his skates on. Intercepted by Doherty. Power still have possession though. Love Samara. Back inside to Fox, who's gone down with a scream. Veldemarian plays the ball across, and it almost threatened to get away from Aidan Munford. Turn to Benny Ryan before the reverse fixture of this game, of this contest, sorry. And he said that there's quite often a lot of chat between the two teams. Just heard some of it there. Players are liable to exchange their views in these matches. Fox really let out a scream, so must have been caught. Fechner with a neat touch back inside to Carlos. Pengelly. Carlos wanted an option, can't find one. Fechner gets bundled over by Greenwood. Well, no free kick, says the referee, and Peninsula Power are going to launch an attack of their own, but Love Samara was offside. Heard someone, I'm not quite sure who the voice was, as Pengelly takes possession of the edge of the penalty area and shoots high over the crossbar. So you're not going to get anything from him, so stay on your feet. It's normally pretty good advice anyway. You see Redenton find Pengelly, and Peninsula Power will do well not to allow Pengelly too much time or space, and it was his former teammate Jesse Rigby who suddenly spotted for the man with 110 National Premier League Queensland goals in his career since 2018. He's standing all alone. He did score 44 goals in 2 years for Peninsula Power. Better than a goal a game. Incredible record. This Greenwood might have just got a little piece of Pengelly. That's a lovely ball into Veldemarian, who's offside again. Carlos. Pengelly didn't quite control the ball first time. Wanted a return pass from Carlos, who will cross instead. Oh, that's come off the shoulder, did it? Of Dan Morgan, goodness me. We'll have a look at that again because it really was quite a heavy contact from Morgan. He tried to chest it and that was inches away from being one of the most unusual own goals that you'll ever see. It's a Lions corner. Their third, unless I've miscounted, of the game. Fegner helps it back on its way. Back to Duckworth, now back to Redenton. Redenton puts a cross in. Zebax came brilliantly. Ball's come back in though, and Sean Carlos gets the opener.
This goal on match 2, Lions FC, goal scorer number 12, Sean Carlos.
Zebax came bravely. He was felled by a combination of Ethan Doherty and one other, but Sean Carlos gets the opening goal. It's his third goal against Peninsula Power in his National Premier League's Queensland career, first since 2019. It's his second of the season. And we have got the breakthrough at AJ Kelly Park. Duckworth steals possession. And Fegner, it's a brilliant tackle. It needed to be from Lewis Greenwood as well. And Sean Carlos managed to win the ball back, and now Sean Carlos has popped up again. That time he's stopped by Josiah Hitchcock, and Josiah Hitchcock was fouled very unceremoniously, and it was a clear free kick and a clear yellow card to Sean Carlos. It's his first yellow card of the season. We mentioned it just before, the first goal, very, very important in these matches. 7 of the 9 games have been won by the team that has scored first in matches between these two in the National Premier League's Queensland. Interestingly enough, when Sean Carlos opened for scoring in both games in 2019 against Peninsula Power, Lions lost the first and won the second. They won the second here at AJ Kelly Park by 2-1. Jason McQuarze scoring the other goal. Strickland with a 92nd minute consolation for a set. Richland, earlier on in the season, Sam Cronin scored twice in the second half to steal the win in what was the first game for Peninsula Power in the National Premier League's Queensland after gaining promotion from the FQPL. Greenwood could fall for Hitchcock, and Pengelly has gone down with a real scream, and now Hitchcock is shown a yellow card. It was quite the blood-curdling scream from Andy Pengelly, but he seems to be okay. No suggestion that it wasn't a foul, by the way. Clearly caught the Lions number 9. Nine games between these two teams. There have been 3 players sent off, all of them for Peninsula Power. Sam Roper and Cam Crestani in the semi-final of 2020. Josh Woolley was sent off in round 22 last year at AJ Kelly Park when Lions won by 3-1. Fechner gives away the free kick. He puts his shoulder up. And then something happened off the ball there between Veldemarian and Ethan Doherty. Veldemarian said that he tried to offer the arm. Ethan Doherty said no. Interestingly enough, Doherty has scored in both of the last 2 games he started against Peninsula Power. He didn't start in the reverse fixture earlier this season, but 2 goals in his last 3 appearances against Penn Power. And Fechner has managed to steal possession here, and he has support on the inside. Fechner, he's going to go for goal himself and hits the crossbar. Well, you don't score 13 goals in a season from 9 matches by looking up and seeing who's inside you too often. But if he had, maybe Lions would have their second goal here. He kind of caught Phil Zabax by surprise, but even so. It's the second really good chance for Alex Fechner in this game. Greenwood. And Dan Morgan looked like he knew he was offside. Slightly sheepish glance over towards the assistant on this near side. Denton can't squeeze the ball past 2 Peninsula Power defenders. Morgan found there was no way through there, so needs to go back, and Jesse Rigby could hear the crowd. Cronin, dispossessed. Denton, dispossessed by Lewis Greenwood. Fox, loves Samara. Lost quite a lot of McHenry, but McHenry does get there. Love Samara provides support this time. McHenry on the overlap. Fox is there all of a sudden on the edge of the penalty area. Slides the ball through. Veldemarian needed to make the run, and he didn't, but Ethan Doherty has gone down again holding his face. And he's gone down again. Hard to know from here what exactly is troubling Ethan Doherty. Something in his eye, maybe? Looks like the physio's trying to wash something out, perhaps. Lee is the Lions physio. Plays allowed to continue. Lions down to 10 for the moment. Veldemarian, he's got some real acceleration, gets up to speed very quickly. As Pengelly shows his strength, and Now Fechner shows his vision. And Redenton puts a decent cross in, and it's just over the head of Jackson Hart-Phillips. And Peninsula Power breathe a sigh of relief. Still there for Lions. Redenton, he's going to go himself. Redenton, that time Phil Zabax makes the save. Great viewing platform at Peninsula Power on the clubhouse side of the ground. Very, very high, right down onto Malachi Lovesamera there, the youngest goal scorer in Peninsula Power first team history. (18 years, 1 month and 2 days) when he scored against Gold Coast Knights. Former Brisbane City junior. Greenwood. Hitchcock dispossessed. Greenwood wins it back. Ball over the top, it's a good ball. And it almost caught Lions out. Aidan Munford missing. And Sam Cronin just couldn't get enough of a touch. Pengelly now though will try and turn defence into attack for Lions. Fechner has 2 men ahead of him, opts to go back to Duckworth. The substitution for Peninsula Power. Anthony Poljak coming on. Sure who went off. Oh, it's Ramzani with the shot, and it's a brilliant save from Phil Zabax. Well, Hassan Ramzani doesn't score many. What a brilliant header for the Raw Youth against Redlands from memory last year. But he's let that one fly from distance, and Zabax had to fly too to palm it away and round the post. Brilliant stuff from the former Raw man. And almost a sensational goal. Duckworth will swing the corner in. It's a really good one, headed away at the near post though by Greenwood, I think. It's a moon ball this time. Carlos is lurking at the back post. Zabax claims off the head of his own defender, I think. Mariam. It's challenged once by Ramazani, the second time. Lions managed to come away with the ball. Ramazani looked like he might have had a bit of a shirt tug there. Now Peninsula Power are going to make that substitution.
Substitution for Peninsula Power, number 21, Solomon Wellmarian, replaced by number 7, Anthony Poljak.
Craig Ferrugiel just announcing that. Solomon Veldemarian off. Anthony Poljak on. Has 6 goals for the season from his 12 appearances, although only 1 in his last 6 games. A hat-trick against East, somewhat furnishing his records. Former Olympic, Brisbane City and Eastern Suburbs man, Green Gully, Dandenong City and St Albans Saints as well down in Victoria. Been around the traps a bit, Anthony Poljak. Had spent some time in Hajduk Split in Croatia. And was that a handball there? Peninsula Power certainly thinks so. Fletcher McDonald will argue not. Ball's still there. Sean Carlos just thwarting Lewis Greenwood by hook or by crook. Duckworth with a good intervention there, but Fechner slipped. Ramazani didn't though, clattered into his opponent to get the ball back upfield. Greenwood switches play very nicely, and in the end it works out for Peninsula Power. Back inside to Hitchcock. Hitchcock has to go back to Rigby. Rigby doesn't get that one right at all, but Greenwood will retain possession and says, have another go, Jesse. Good battling from Sam Cronin. Does well to get the ball to Hitchcock. Hitchcock has McHenry. McHenry goes back to Greenwood. More options ahead of him. Cronin goes back to Greenwood. Greenwood goes back to Rigby, and Peninsula Power aren't going anywhere too quickly at the moment. They do have time, and patience is a virtue that might well pay dividends should they manage to get the ball upfield. They have to go all the way back to Phil Zabaks though. Zabaks is able to find Greenwood under pressure, does well to get the ball back inside. And now the ball's found its way all the way through to the substitute, Poljak. Poljak with a brilliant ball inside, and it was a brilliant piece of defending from Tommy Jarrett, who else, to keep Lions ahead. It was a lovely run, and Malachi Love-Samara made an equally good run, but Tommy Jarrett, what a brilliant stop. Cronin. Peninsula Power pressing for the equaliser here. McHenry with the cross. It's flicked on and flicked in at the back post. If the flag has gone up, we'll have a little look. Peninsula Power are absolutely livid. Oh, he might have been offside, you know. What, from the flick on by Love-Samara. The replay shows that he may well have been offside. Of course, the assistant has the best view of anyone. And so the goal will not stand. And again, from the angle that we have of a replay that we've seen, it looks like the right decision. Ramazani might have a taste for taking a shot now. He's felled by Cronin. No foul, says the referee. Might appease for home supporters. It didn't look like the right decision. McHenry. Poljak does well to keep that in. Finds Cronin. Even if the goal, or even though the goal, was chalked off, that will give Peninsula Power a little bit of confidence. Here's Morgan again. Cronin doesn't quite sit up for him, but it might still fall though for Love-Samara. Love-Samara appealed for something, anything, but it was Tommy Jarrett's foot that got in the way, and Lions will be able to clear. Duckworth does well, just changing direction enough to thwart Fox. Fechner. Pengelly tries to turn. It wasn't Pengelly, sorry, it was Jackson Hart-Phillips. And Peninsula Power, suddenly the game's really opened up. And back come Lions once more. Energy sapping stuff on what looks to be a very heavy pitch. Lions lead by a goal to nil, with Sean Carlos, the captain, who scored in the 56th minute of the game. The team that scored first has gone on to win 7 times in the last 9 matches between these two teams. Poljak showing a little bit of frustration there. It's going to be a Lions throw. They're going to take their time, but there's still over 15 minutes remaining.
Substitution for Lions FC number 6, Matthew Redenton, replaced by number 2, Andy Thompson.
Andy Thompson, the new father, is back on. Matt Redenton will take a spell on the bench for the remainder of this game, and straight away Lions go and have to stretch down on that right side of their defence. Good touch from Morgan though. Love Samara. Cronin. Lot of space for McHenry. McHenry back inside and there's nobody there. Duckworth hammering the ball upfield, and Alex Fechner is going to try and do it all himself. He's well shepherded there by Greenwood. Headed away by Ramazani. Henry inside. Doesn't quite get on the same wavelength for Sam Cronin. They link up better now though. Greenwood. Of Samara. Morgan, who has seen the ball hit the back of the net off his boot in this half, is ruled out for offside. And again, from the angles that we had, we think correctly. Love Samara. Space for Greenwood. Greenwood's going to have a dig. Oh, it's a brilliant shot from Lewis Greenwood, matched by the save from Aidan Munford. The ball was always moving in the air, and it was worth a shot from Greenwood. Sat up nicely for him. He's hit that brilliantly, Lewis Greenwood, the right back. Munford had to make a save. Good corner, headed away at the near post, I think by Sean Carlos, and then the shot from Love Samara was wide of the mark. It was Sean Carlos at the near post who headed the ball away initially. Munford, he came, missed by a long shot. And see what it meant to Sean Carlos. He knew that was a chance for Peninsula Power to draw level that they did not take. Carlos under pressure, can't find a teammate. So Power come again. Morgan. From Doherty. Pengeli back doing defensive work for Lions. Fox dived in. Free kick has gone Peninsula Power's way. Free kick in a very dangerous position. See Jackson Hart-Phillips pleading his case, but he missed the ball and got the man, so you can have no arguments that it was a free kick. Morgan swings it in. Fox will regather. Can't get a cross in. Can Fechner do anything here? No, he can't. He's given away the free kick. And Power will have another go to put the ball into a dangerous area. 10 minutes remaining. Is there an equaliser in the defending premiers? Deep ball towards the back post. A bit of a tangle at that back post as well, but not involving Munford, who gets the kick upfield. Looked untidy, very effective towards Fechner, who skipped past 3 challengers. Now 4. Alex Fechner gets the crowd up off their feet. And then he's thwarted by Dan Morgan. And there's players going down looking for free kicks all over the place at the moment. Another substitution for Peninsula Power. Malachi Love-Samara comes off, and Dan Cutler comes on for what is just his second appearance of the season for former Sunshine Coast Wanderer. However, Peninsula Power would have been happier to have had on the field than off. It's fairly easy to say, as Pengelly does really well to get round the attentions of Boyce, but he is fouled in the end. And it was a foul that needed to be made, to be honest, by Brodie Boyce. And Brodie Boyce, who's got 2 goals in his last 3 games for Peninsula Power. Duckworth puts it up high. Headed back inside by Doherty. Well cleared, Duckworth. Just takes a bit of time off the clock by kicking the ball dead, very deep. Dan Morgan taking umbrage with where the official says that the throw should be taken from. Cronin did just catch Duckworth, says the referee. Sam Cronin certainly doesn't think he did. Duckworth has stayed down. Deep free kick. Doherty was the target again. It's helped back in by Hart-Phillips. Doherty in possession. Hart-Phillips will go round the corner. Has to be sure of his footing. He slips anyway, and then Fechner doesn't really understand where he was in relation to where the goal is, and puts the header wide. Then it is slippery in that corner, so you could see the trouble that Hart-Phillips had. Slippery there too, because Fletcher McDonald almost ended up on his backside. Greenwood has space again. Chips the ball in. He might have another go, Lewis Greenwood. Ramazani just stretching. Again, the players just not sure of their footing, which is probably why the game hasn't quite lived up to the standard of play that we expect from both teams. Is difficult conditions. We've mentioned it a couple of times. Greenwood goes back inside to Hitchcock. Boyce. And then Boyce caught Duckworth, or did Duckworth catch Boyce? Everybody's up in arms. Both players are down. We'll decipher this. Yellow card shown. I think to Boyce. Duckworth still down. Referee using one of his assistants. The wash-up is that it's a Lions free kick. We'll let the debate rage. We had a similar one earlier. It has to be said that went Peninsula Power's way when Fox was caught while stretching for the ball. There's no doubt that Duckworth was caught. Three minutes remaining. There will be stoppage time. Don't make any mistake about that. Time's certainly running out, though, for Peninsula Power to get an equaliser. Morgan tackled. Looks like Doherty's gone down and is holding his face. And Morgan, to his credit, has said, no, we need to do something about this. Referee Daniel Olsen pointing to his watch, making it be known that time will be added on for this stoppage. Frustration is mounting. Both teams incredibly tense. Lions looking for their 5th straight win in the league. Jared does well to avoid conceding a corner, but these long throws can be just as deadly. They've gone short though this time. Looks like Minetti is being ready to come on. Oh, it's a decent ball, but too close to Munford. Gelly trying to use his strength, but was well marshalled there by Boyce. Was the boot high? No, says the referee, and Dan Cutler's got himself into some space now. snuffed out though by Duckworth. Nobody knew where the ball went. Duckworth realised just in time. Fechner's going to give chase here. This might be awkward. Zabax did well, and so too did Rigby, just by getting his body in the way and creating something of an obstacle. Ethan Doherty giving chase there to Lewis Greenwood, who continues on his ready way. It's a lovely ball over towards Morgan. Morgan's touch takes it away from Cronin though. Morgan will have another go. We're into stoppage time now at the end of the 90. And that is a free kick. Andy Pengelly says, how can that possibly be a free kick? Dan Morgan is saying, how could it possibly not be? Morgan's limping away. This is a good opportunity for Peninsula Power. Zabax has come up now. Everyone in the penalty area for Peninsula Power. A good delivery is vital. They've got one good delivery and they've got the equaliser! Brodie Boyce continues his excellent goal-scoring form by grabbing a goal right at the death. And it's 1-1. Perfect free kick and a brilliant header from Boyce.
Nice throw, number 6, Brodie Boyce.
And you can't say that hasn't been coming. Peninsula Power have thrown everything at Lions in the last 10-15 minutes or so. And Lions were sitting further and further back, and they've paid the price for some wasteful possession in their attacking third. But Sean Carlos is trying to go around the corner now. He's battling and bustling, and he's continuing to cause problems. Ball's only gone as far as Duckworth. Duckworth's gone back inside to McDonald, now back to Duckworth. Duckworth can't find Thompson, and Peninsula Power, or maybe they might hunt a winner now. We're in the 93rd minute. That's a brilliant ball. It's a lovely turn, a lovely stop. Needs support, gets support, and then doesn't get the finish from Anthony Poljak. It was lovely football from Peninsula Power. Great hold-up play from Dan Cutler. And it was just the finish that was lacking. Fechner is slipping. They still have possession. It's cleared upfield. And Ramazani does well. Then he slips too. Hart Phillips wasn't sure of his footing and then gives away a free kick. And it's going to be a yellow card for Jackson Hart Phillips. Second caution of the season. Everyone going forward. Is Zabax going to venture forward once more? I certainly doubt it. You'd think this would have to be the last chance for Peninsula Power. We don't know how much time has been added on. Free kick's not the best. Still there for the hosts though. Helped back inside by Morgan. Shot did come in. And Aidan Mumford made the save. There's never been a draw between these two teams in the National Premier League Queensland. There has been now though. Peninsula Power scoring right at the death through Brodie Boyce to cruel Lions' hearts. They had taken a lead in the 56th minute from Sean Carlos, Captain Fantastic, who had a very good game in very difficult circumstances tonight. The pitch was slippery underfoot, and you could see both players struggled with that. It was a high intensity game, full of tension, and we end up not being able to crown a winner in this clash of the Titans. Peninsula Power 1, Lions 1. Plenty more football to come in round 13 of the National Premier League's Queensland. Every single game in the round taking place tomorrow. Gold Coast Knights against Capalaba, Brisbane City against Gold Coast United, Olympic versus Raw, Moreton Bay United against East, and Logan Lightning versus Sunshine Coast Wanderers. And then there's Australia Cup action to look forward to in midweek. But from AJ Kelly Park in round 13 of the National Premier League's Queensland, it's honours even. Peninsula Power 1, Lions 1. I've been Simon Smale. This has been a double take production for Football Queensland. We hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll catch you again real soon. Good night.